Hello lads and lasses, welcome back to the channel that bleeds black and white, the only place where we talk about the best club in the world, Newcastle United. And today, I've got some proper good news for all the Geordie faithful out there. Let's talk about that fantastic 3-0 win away at Leicester City and what it truly means for our Champions League dreams. Now, listen, Eddie Howe's lads looked unreal. From the very first whistle, we dominated. And you could feel it, couldn't you? That hunger, that intensity. It wasn't just about the scoreline, though that 3-0 was sweet as pie. It was about how united we looked out on that pitch. And that's exactly what the gaffer said after the match. "We look united," he said, and he's spot on. The game kicked off with a bang, literally. Jacob Murphy, who's been stepping up big time lately, fired us into the lead just 2 minutes in. Then, just 9 minutes later, boom, he did it again. That second goal came just moments after Fabian Schär nearly pulled off one of the most outrageous goals you'll ever see, almost scoring from his own half. The ball clipped. The bar and bounced out, but the Foxes were rattled. Murphy was there, sharp as ever, to punish them again. And then, to add salt to Leicester's wounds, Harvey Barnes, former Leicester man himself, came back to haunt his old club with the third. Classy as always, Barnes didn't celebrate, out of respect, but for us it was a perfect cherry on top. 3 goals, 3 points, a clean sheet. And maybe, just maybe, a return to Europe's elite stage. That win took us level on points with 4th place Chelsea, and we still have a game in hand. Think about that. Champions League nights at St. James Park, it's looking more real. Every week, Howe was buzzing after the final whistle. He praised the boys not just for the performance, but for bouncing back with focus after the emotional high of the Carabao Cup win. He called it a tick in the box for our psychology, which honestly says a lot about how this team has matured. Last season, we might have let the highs and lows get to us, but this time, we're locked in. There was a point earlier this season when things felt off. Eddie even admitted it. He said there were games where the effort wasn't quite there. It felt uncharacteristic, and it was. But now, we're back. The spirit's there. The belief's there. And we've got a clear purpose. Of course, it won't be easy. We've got 3 matches in 6 days, starting with a massive one at home against Manchester United. The gaffer knows the squad is stretched, but he's confident. He said we'll need everybody, and he's right. This is a team effort now. No passengers, just warriors in black and white, giving everything for the badge. Howe also touched on the importance of managing the squad. With the game wrapped up, he made some smart subs to keep legs fresh. That kind of tactical awareness will be vital during this busy run. Alright, my friends, that's part 1 wrapped up. What a performance, what a response, and what a time to be a Newcastle United supporter. So while Jacob Murphy grabbed the spotlight with his early brace and Harvey Barnes got the poetic finish against his former club, there was one man who went about his business in total silence, but with total class. Kieran Trippier. The name might not have been splashed across the post-match articles, but let me tell you something. He was absolutely flawless. We often praise the goal scorers, and rightly so, but if you're one of those fans who really watches a game, you'll know what I mean when I say Trippier controlled that right flank like a general. At 34 years old, some might think his best days are behind him, but against Leicester, he showed exactly why Eddie Howe fought to keep him in January. Let's talk numbers real quick. Trippier played 87 minutes. He had 72 touches, that's massive for a fullback, and completed 33 of his 47 passes. Now that might not seem mind-blowing at first glance, but here's where it gets interesting. 100% of his crosses hit their target. 100% of his dribbles were successful. He won every aerial duel, 4 out of 4, and on the ground, he won 2/3 of his duels. That's not just good, that's the kind of reliability you build a defense around. He's got this calmness about him. While the rest of the pitch was full of energy and movement, Trippier was a calming presence. Always available, always aware, and always guiding the younger lads around him. Tino Livramento was on the other side, covering at left back again, with Lewis Hall still out, and having Trippier across from him clearly brings confidence to the whole back line. What's bittersweet about all this, though, is the growing noise around Trippier's future. We know he nearly left in January, Turkish clubs were circling, and a deal nearly happened. But Howe said, no chance, at the time. And thank goodness for that. He's been massive for us, not just in games like this, but in that huge Carabao Cup final too. His experience, leadership, and calmness under pressure, you don't just find that on the training ground. But here's the tough part. Trippier's contract is set to run out this summer. And unlike Fabian Schär, who recently got his extension, there's no deal in sight for Kieran. It's starting to feel like this might actually be his last run with the Toon. If that's the case, we need to enjoy every second he's still wearing that shirt. And look, I get it. Football moves fast, and maybe the club is looking ahead. But Trippier still has plenty to offer. Whether he stays or goes, his impact on this Newcastle United squad has already been massive. If we do end up securing that Champions League place, let's not forget the role he's played in keeping us composed and focused when it mattered most. So as we celebrate that 3-0 win and look ahead to 3 games in 6 days, let's raise a glass to Kieran Trippier, the leader who doesn't always make headlines but never lets the badge down. That's it for today's deep dive, lads and lasses. What a team we've got. What a time to be part of this black and white journey. Let me know in the comments. Should we keep Trippier beyond this season, or is it time to pass the torch? Thanks for tuning in. Stay proud, stay loud, and as always, away the lads. Catch you in the next one.